What's up, guys? Wanted to make this video here real quick, just to kind of go over a certain trading strategy that you guys, have been asking me about, and that's scalping. Okay, a lot of traders get kind of mixed up on this terminology, on what it is and what it isn't. So I wanted to just kind of break it down for you guys and be able to, show you the ins and outs of it for those of you who, use this strategy. And of course, for those of you who don't but need to know about it anyways, okay? So this video is going to be, kind of detailed. Those of you that are watching it, obviously on YouTube, free information for you. And those of you that wanted to do a little bit more research, get different strategies and things like that, obviously, the extended version and the advanced course is going to be more than useful for you, where I kind of break every single thing down, and, provide you with some insight and strategies set up to be able to utilize scalping to your best, ability. So without further ado, let's go ahead and get into this video. Hope you guys enjoy. All right, guys. Eric here with Traveling Trading. We're going to go ahead and get into this section of the course here. We're going to talk about your trading personality and trading style. Um, this is just kind of a little picture of different people, that exist. Kind of think of them as like different traders. So I get this question a lot, especially when it comes to talking about successful traders that I, know. One thing I've noticed with a lot of, successful traders that I've learned over the, you know, course of over a decade of trading and things like that, is that all the traders who are successful that, consistently, see that success in the market, they're all different. And that's something that a lot of traders don't really understand, especially when starting out. Um, and even some advanced traders who've been in the market for years and years, who've, been consistently losing for, one reason or another, doesn't understand that them as a trader are going to be completely different than anyone else. So we're going to kind of get into this, discussion and just kind of examples and more about trading personality and trading style. Okay. So my objective here today is, to help you guys learn, what trading personality and trading styles are there, because they're two different things, and a lot of people kind of get those confused or intertwine them with one or to the other. So I want to kind of break that down in clarity for you, so you kind of understand that. Um, I want to help you discover a straightforward path to becoming a successful trader, with your trading personality and trading style. Um, just kind of understand how that process works, because a lot of people get that confused. They, get that backwards. So I want to kind of break that down for you on how the process actually should be, but unfortunately isn't for the masses. Okay. Then I'm going to break down, how to discover, what's best for you as a trader. We'll talk about different tips and tricks as well too, on what you should do to help yourself become, familiar with the trading personality and your trading style. And we'll cover a lot more than that. Okay. So without further ado, let's kind of go ahead and get into it, um, and kick this bad boy off. Now, before we kind of get into the nitty gritty with this thing here, I do have to kind of give you guys a little bit of a warning on this part of the course and section, because this is kind of the most difficult for most traders, unfortunately, but it also is, I would say, in my opinion, the most important, because of the fact that this could make or break your longevity in the career of trading for you. So kind of pay attention to that. And this is really going to be the core of your trading determination, whether or not you can succeed or not in this market. Well, not just in this market, but any market, financial market you decide to trade in. This honestly, as well too, understand this is not something that any guru, can teach you, not even myself. But again, it is the biggest reason why so many traders fail. Many think that it might be because of a trading strategy not working and all of this, and that. No, this is really the reason why most traders fail. And all the other stuff is just kind of technicals and fundamentals, that any trader can improve on, that you learn from gurus online and stuff like that. Um, but this right here is something that can't be taught. Okay. So, however, you can discover it. And, that's what I'm trying to do for you guys today. And with that discovery, hopefully you'll get better and better at it as far as learning your trading personality and trading style. But again, you'll understand when we're done with this why this is important. And I'm going to, break down exactly why. And it's also where a lot of people get upset, because it reveals a lot about who they are as a person, and what it takes for you to be successful. And most traders, when they come across this part of trading, this is usually where they quit. And unfortunately, the way everything is set up and people are discovering trading, all that good stuff, this usually doesn't happen to them till they're about maybe 4 or 5 years into trading, whether it be, a consistently small profitable trading or very, very horrible trading, or just like a little sometimes good, sometimes bad trading, usually by the fourth or fifth year of trading, and they're looking back at their stuff and they're, beginning to start to see that personality and, you know, trading style is what affects them being a trader. They end up usually quitting because they don't like what they discover. All right. So just please be aware that this can reveal something that you might not want to know and maybe some other things about yourself. So I just wanted to kind of bring that to you guys beforehand. So don't shoot the messenger. It is what it is. Okay. um, so one thing that I've noticed that a lot of successful traders have, guys, is some universal characteristics. Most of the time, successful traders that I know of, actually all of them, they're okay with being wrong. If you kind of think about people, in a general sense, and maybe even yourself, and I used to be kind of the same way. Some people hate to admit that they're wrong. We learned this from a very early age in school. In fact, you'll be wrong more than you'll be right, especially when it comes to the beginning of trading. And this is where people think that, oh, a trading strategy or something like that isn't working because they're consistently wrong. Okay. In school, you're taught it's either this or that. Don't ask questions. If you're wrong, that's bad. When in fact, trading is kind of the opposite. If you're wrong, that's good. You know that that doesn't work. Okay. Um, some things that you may be able to read good as a trader may have, in popular forms, things like risk management, focus, rules, discipline, patience. All that stuff is something that you may read that all good traders have and, online, but that's not really a universal characteristic. That's just something that can be taught. You can teach people risk management. You can teach people, um, you know, how to have different things like strategies and stuff like that. But universal characteristics is things like this: being okay with being wrong, traders who know themselves in and out. I mean, I speak to traders who are, you know, successful in what they do, and they know their limitations and they know their weak points and they know their strong points. And as a trader myself, as I became more experienced in the market, I began to realize, okay, I'm good at this, I'm good at that, I'm good at this, and I'm good at that. I'm not good at this, and I'm not good at that. You'll learn that as you become, immersed into the market, and why this is why experience is the best teacher. The longer you're in the market, the better you do. Okay. Um, as long as you're always continuously learning, which brings me to the next point. People that trade successfully are very, very passionate about learning. Okay. And you don't need to learn everything, just learn whatever it is you're interested in. Like for me, you know, I like learning about companies and stuff like that. I like learning that stuff, which is why I don't deal with like Forex. I mean, crypto is okay. I like to, that's interesting to me, but I don't trade crypto. So I stick with stocks personally. Some people like commodities. They like understanding how, you know, food and agriculture and stuff like that works. You're going to continuously learn about that stuff because the world is ever changing. The markets will be ever changing. That's just a fact of life, okay? And another universal characteristic I noticed about every single trader that I know is successful, this sounds a little cliche, unfortunately, but it is what it is. These guys do not care about the money. The money, again, is just a result of what they are doing well. That is great, but I see all of them, they're like more excited, like, oh, I nailed it at this point. I did this correctly. I did that correctly. And, I'm like, well, how much did you make? Oh, I made this. Okay, that's fine. I made this much money. But the fact of the matter is that I got it correct, or my strategy worked. That's what more people are focused on who are successful and stay in this. That's like a universal characteristic. The money is just a result of what they do, and all the ones that I know that are successful are like that. And when I speak to new traders and stuff like that and trying to enter the market, and they talk to me about their gains and their losses, honestly, I'm like, I really don't care. How did your strategy work out? Did it work out to a T? Did you miss something to a certain point? Is there something you could have did better? That's what we're more focused on. We're not caring about that you made $1,000 in one trade. That's great, but still, did you do it by accident or is it exactly what you were trying to do? Okay, great. Now do it again, kind of thing. So these are just a few of the universal characteristics that traders have. Like I said, things like risk management can be taught. Focus is something that's not needed for every single trader, but it's a good characteristic to have. Rules is something that can be taught. Those aren't characteristics. So those are just a little bit of things that you think that I know that you should have as a trader in order to be successful. Okay. Now let's break down a trading personality and style breakdown. Okay. These are kind of like really 6 steps that I've noticed that it comes down to. Um, in terms of the straightforward way to become a successful trader. So first and foremost, you're going to have to discover your trading personality. You're going to have to know this right out the gate. Okay. Um, as new traders, 9 times out of 10, if you saw something on YouTube or whatever like that, that's not what you're taught first. You're usually taught strategies and all this other mess, but you need to discover your trading personality first and foremost. Okay. Once you understand your trading personality, then you're going to discover your trading style. Okay. And we'll talk about that a little bit more too. That's going to be like number two. Once you gotten that taken care of and you know your style, you know your personality, then you're going to start to be able to formulate a strategy. Okay. Once you formulate a strategy, then you're going to be able to set rules for that strategy that you follow. Okay. Now, once you got rules set for that strategy that you follow, then you're going to be able to repeat and execute that trading strategy over and over again. And the sixth thing that you're going to be doing is just refining and retuning your process repeatedly and profit. And that's when compounding comes into play. Okay. And that's just it. I mean, if you want to break it down as simply as possible, those are the ways that you become a trader. Find your personality, find your trading style, formulate a strategy, make rules for that strategy, repeat the process, and execute your strategy over and over and make it better. Unfortunately, you and probably many other traders will start out with step 3 or 4. Okay, you'll be online looking, googling, oh, how they're figuring this. Oh, you'll see commercials with my trading. This is my trading strategy. This is my trading strategy. Okay, that's great. You know the trading strategy, but that doesn't fit your trading personality. You can know every. I guarantee you can know every strategy, every formula that ever exists, have all the greatest rules in the world. But if your personality doesn't match that trading strategy that you're doing, you're not going to be able to execute it repeatedly and successfully, and you're not going to be able to refine and reprocess because it just doesn't fit you. Okay, that's like me. You know, that's like you know Steph Curry trying to be a dunker like LeBron James. You're both in the NBA, but you're a shooter. Shoot, stop trying to dunk. You know what I mean? So, kind of look at it like that. That's just an example, but that's pretty much what it takes, guys. That's the straightforward process to become a successful trader, in my opinion, and this is what I've seen countless years through other traders who are successful. And now, we're going to get into a little bit more detail and you'll start to understand it more and more as I go into it. Okay. So that's great, Eric. I know that. Well, how do you find your trading style and personality? Well, there's a few different ways to do it. And you can get very specific with this down to the sector and industry that interests you the most. Okay. First, what you want to do is start by understanding your personality, and then you can identify what style is best for your personality. Okay. You have to be honest with yourself, guys, and this is where people get really, really upset, especially when I've taught like new traders. You don't want to do something just because you think it's the most profitable. Like, you don't want to trade ascending triangles because you think it's the easiest and it's going to make you the most profitable. If you don't like looking at ascending triangles, if it doesn't fit your personality, there's no point in you doing it. Okay. And oftentimes, the people that you see that are, profitable in trading is because they were true to themselves first and not the other way around. They weren't trying to become profitable and then become a good trader. They were true to themselves and then they became profitable because they realized what they can do best. That in turn kind of plays into finding your edge in the market, which we'll talk about in a second. Okay. And then the best way one of the best ways to find your trading personality is kind of again the opposite of what you're told to do at school and at work, is to ask questions about yourself. You see different situations, different interests, and your desired outcomes. Now, what I mean by that is, like, for example, let's say if you are looking at um, a stock and you're like, oh, I like this company, it's a great company, I want it to to do better. You're probably a bullish trader. Now, you could be bullish to that entire sector. If you love EVs, if electric cars are something that interests you, you probably have a positive sentiment to it. Okay, which means you would be a bullish trader in the electric vehicle sector. All right. Now, let's say if you hate electric vehicles, you think they're worthless, you think they're pointless, they're unuseful, blah, 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 gasoline's better, you're going to be a bearish person towards the electric vehicle sector. And at that point, you can find your edge and profit. Okay. That's what I mean. And again, I'm just using that as an example, guys. It doesn't have to necessarily be like that. Um, if I'll throw myself in here as an example, from time to time, so you can kind of understand it. For those of you who do know me, I'm more of a bullish trader than I am a bearish trader. All right. But I can, do bearish trades. I just, prefer not to. I'm more of a bullish trader. I'm just, more positive overall. But again, I know when to, not be greedy, and things like that. So overall, like I said, I'm a bullish trader just because I have a positive sentiment or try to have a positive sentiment. Whereas I know traders who are very cynical people, or if you want to say, are some realistic people. Fortunately, realism and cynicism kind of go simultaneously in this world. But that's just how they are. They have a negative outlook towards certain things in life. So them as traders are they're bearish traders, and they're able to kind of spot when things are a little too good to be true and want to come back to reality, kind of thing. Okay, so you got to find your trading style and personality and apply it to what you do in the market. All right. Um, that's really the best way I can kind of break that down for you. That's how you're going to do it. You're going to ask questions about yourself, situations, things that might interest you, and what your desired outcomes are. If you like looking at global economics, you might be a forex trader who, is bullish on, the yuan, you know, gaining more power. I mean, there's just so many different ways I can go about this, but you kind of get the idea. So, personality breakdown and how to find out if you're bullish, bearish, or either or neither. Excuse me. Now, me guys, personally, I'm both bullish and bearish, honestly. So I'm either or. It really just depends on, the market that I'm in and stuff like that. And you guys know my trading strategy and all that good stuff that I showed you in the How to Day Trade for Beginners course, know my process and how I am. So that's why I can be either or. And really, that's kind of the best way to be able to survive in the market. If you're new and you've only been a bullish trader, and let's say the market is bearish, you just need to sit on your hands and start practicing how to be bearish, or vice versa. Um, that's really the best thing to do. Now, your personality is going to have a lot to do with your advantage point in the market. Sorry for that little typo there. And how you're going to be able to trade it. And what I mean by that is because if you're a bullish person and you have a bullish outlook, you're going to have the advantage of finding bullish points to where you can profit. Same thing as if you were bearish. If you're a bearish person, you're going to be able to recognize where things are too good to be true, and that pullback is starting to come, and you need to go ahead and profit on the short side. Some people can do both. Okay, that's just kind of going to be able to help you find your advantage points. Also, with your entries and exits in your trade. Okay, and you'll begin to realize that. Um, what markets are you interested in? Okay, it doesn't have to be stocks. Maybe, like for example, guys, with me, when I first got introduced to the financial markets and trading, I was first introduced to it from Forex. I just did horrible with Forex. And the reason why now that I look at it now is because I just genuinely wasn't interested in currencies. you know, I was more, I'm more of a person that's interested in companies. And that's just me. Again, like I said, some people might be interested in commodities and they may have grew up, like on a farm and had that advantage because that's what they know their whole life. I'm not a very global person, but I've always been interested in business. So that's why stocks is typically, what I gravitated to and what market I was interested in. But I didn't know that. No one taught me that. I had to stumble upon that myself. Honestly, I didn't even know it was possible for a regular person to be able to own shares and trade shares and things like that. I didn't learn this until like 2006, 7. Yeah, it was a while ago, but yeah, it was a while ago since I had learned that. I thought that Forex was the only thing that a person could trade, but that's because that's all I knew, and that's because all the people that I follow were only trading Forex. I didn't even know stocks was possible. But again, you live and learn. So I hope that at least with this video, especially if you're new, you're understanding that there's more than just stocks out there. There's more than just Forex out there. There's other markets you can look into, and of course, I covered those in the beginning. You know, how to day trade for beginners course. Okay, so that's just something you want to consider as well too when you're trying to figure out your personality and whether or not you're bullish, bearish, or either or neither. And what are you looking to do? What are you looking for when you do your due diligence? Okay, excuse me. Now, obviously, you wouldn't really know what you're looking at until you probably formulate a strategy or at least know what's happening there. And that's why, again, in the beginners course, I teach you guys what things are when you're doing your due diligence and you're researching companies. You're looking at whether you're looking at like short interest, or whether you're looking at the sales, the projected revenue, analyst ratings, things like that. What exactly are you looking at as a trader that you notice that you keep coming across? Like, hey, I'm interested in knowing how many shares are shorted. I'm interested in knowing what analysts are saying about this, because if you're looking at things like that, obviously you're a trader who is wanting to see whether or not this is going to be positive or negative. And that, in that instance, you're discovering that your personality is a very logical one, and you might in that instance be, a kangaroo person. You're going to look at either or, but that is something that you're looking at. Or if you're looking at like analyst ratings and you're looking for only the good stuff of where people are buying it, you're probably a bullish person. Or if you're looking for the negative stuff to see if, people are saying bad things about it, you're probably a bearish person. So that's just kind of another good way to break that down. When you're doing your due diligence, ask yourself, what was I looking at when doing this due diligence, and what was I looking, to be the outcome? And that's why, you want to know if you're looking for positive or negative outcomes, or if you're reacting to it or anticipating it. For example, if you're doing your due diligence and you're looking at when's the next earnings report going to happen, because I'm expecting this stock to do pretty good, you're probably one of those who are reacting logically, or anticipating. You're a very emotional person that's hoping that a good outcome is going to happen. Or if you're waiting for earnings to be reported and you're just looking at the day, okay, it's going to happen on Thursday afternoon at 12 p.m. I'm going to wait and see what happens with the earnings, and if it's bad, I'm going to short this thing. So you're probably one of those people. That's that just ties into your trading personality. And there's nothing wrong with that. There's no good, bad. It just is what it is. Okay. So don't get that, misconstrued. Um, in a lot of places, will have you thinking that, you're discovering your trading personality, but actually what you're doing is discovering your trading style. Okay. Not the personality. And like I said, we'll talk about that a little bit more here in a second, but understand that teaching you, this thing, they can't answer it. You know, your personality, they can't answer that. Literally, no one can teach you what your personality is. You have to discover that on your own. Whether you're a bull, whether you're a bear, whether you're a kangaroo. Hopefully, you're not a pig, because you're just going to get slaughtered. All right. Um, it's a crazy jungle. But when doing your due diligence, ask yourself these things. Um, are you positive? Are you negative? Are you a logical thinker? Bullish people look for growth. Bearish people look for flaws. Logical people look for research, and emotional people look for anticipation. And all those guys can fall under different trading styles. Okay. And reviewing this in your trades is very important too, guys. You can tell whether or not you're exhibiting those traits when you're reviewing your trades. Not many trading gurus, stuff like that, are going to, especially programs, aren't going to teach you that, to notate that in your trading journal. You need to have that in there as well too. All right, so let's talk about finding your trading style. Now, once you have your trading personality, you need to go ahead and find out what your trading style is going to be, okay? And let me go ahead and mute this real quick here, because I think Alexa's talking. Alexa, stop. Um, so pretty much here, um, scalping and day trading, swing trading, position trading, and investing are different types of styles that exist, okay? So if you're a bearish person with a bearish personality, with scalping tendencies, who developed a bearish trading strategy, you'd be using different indicators and looking for different bearish entries to profit, because, that's just who you are as a trader, and that's your, personality. All right. So that was just kind of a little quick example. So let me kind of break this down for you. When you're finding your trading style, ask yourself, are you a trader who is a day trader, swing trader, position trader, or scalper? All right. All these traders have different tendencies and different, outcomes. All right. And if you're ever confused about your trading personality, you can, kind of look it up. Let me pull it up here. I mean, not your trading personality, but your trading style. I'll pull it up here for you guys. So kind of break this down. You should already know this. I think I kind of covered this briefly as well too, in the How to Day Trading for Beginners. Of course, this is the advanced course, so you should kind of already know what trading style fits you the best. So like scalpers, and I did a whole video on this. Scalping is a very fast, quick trading style. People who are in and out of trades in in a few seconds. Okay. Day traders, which is what I am. I'm actually a kind of a combination between scalping and day trading, and I talked to you guys about that in the scalping video. If not, if you don't know that, go look at the video. But anyways, day traders are people who are, prefer to start and complete trades on the same day. Like I'm rarely gonna hold a trade overnight. I would say probably 98% of the time I'm day trading. I'm getting in and getting out, win or loss. I'm not holding it overnight. Swing traders, these are people who have patience. They can wait for a trade to play out a couple of days, couple of weeks, couple of months, and they almost always hold their trades overnight. And that's great. I know very many successful swing traders. It fits their time frame, it fits their schedule. That's their sweet spot. Um, Position traders are investors. People, I do position trading as well too. I'll invest in a company and I won't touch it for months, years. Rarely ever touch it just because I believe in that company and that it's going to do good. Or I might be looking at dividend companies that's going to be paying me. You know, so those are the different types of trading styles. You're either going to be a scalper, day trader, swing trader, or a position trader slash investor. And to find out which one is best fit for you, you need to combine your personality along with your schedule, and that's where you find your sweet spot. So let's kind of put that into perspective. Let me kind of break that down for you. If you know you have a bearish personality, okay, but your time frame is, you don't have much time to trade, and you need to get in and out of the trade in a few seconds, you're probably going to be a bearish trader who has the scalping tendencies, who has a scalping trading style, and your strategy is going to be a bearish strategy where you're probably looking for high points to where trades are getting exhausted, and you're going to be using indicators that are fast, such as like exponential moving averages and things like that, and stochastics to help you find out where your points to entry as a bearish trader are going to be, because you have that insight. You can tell, like, hey, this company's overextended, it's time for them to pull back, and you're going to profit off of that. And because let's say you have a job where you work 50 hours a week, you're very busy, you can only trade on the weekends, you're probably going to be a bearish scalping trader with a bearish trading strategy who trades Forex, because you're probably interested in Forex, and plus it trades 24/7, and it allows you to have the time frame that you need to do your trades. Okay? And this is how you're going to profit in the market. So I hope that makes sense. If you kind of look at that grand scheme of how I just put all that together, it's breaking down every little thing that I just talked about. Okay? So that's how you kind of find your trading style. You want to find your schedule combined with your personality. That's going to give you your sweet spot of where you're going to be at in the market, along with what probably interests you. All right. Once you find that little sweet spot, or if you at least kind of narrowed it down, you don't have to know it right at the gate. Because guys, I mean, it took me a while. There was times where I thought I was a scalper, but I wasn't. There was times where I thought I was a swing trader, and I wasn't. It was even times where I thought I was a day trader, and I was, but I'm just not the type of day trader I thought I was. Okay. So you can try different types of styles and combinations till you find something that works for you. Okay. And once you find that, you're going to perfect your edge in the market. Just like nobody in life, can tell you what's perfect for you. You're going to take losses. You're going to have challenges. Okay. You're not just going to come out the gate saying, oh, I'm a this trader that does this, that does that this way. Trust me, if it was that way, if it was that easy, everybody would be making a killing in the market. But unfortunately, just like life, things are going to change. Okay. Um, and like, for example, with me, like, if you would have asked me, 10 years ago, would I want to do the same things that I want to do now, it would be a totally different answer. You know, you as a person evolve, your personality changes. Like I tell you guys, I thought I was a scalp trader because I wanted to get in and out of trades very quickly. But you know what? Scalping did not fit my trading personality. But also, I worked a lot and I didn't have time to do all that. But also, I was also in the wrong market. I don't like Forex, but I, was focused on the money. I wasn't focused on learning how to trade. It's so much that's going to come shed to light when you discover your trading personality and other things when it comes to your trading that isn't really taught to you. Okay, so combining that with what you've learned as far as trading patterns, recognitions, that's going to help you give your edge. Okay, in the market. When you hear traders or you look at forums and other experienced traders saying what's your edge, what's finding your edge, that is going to be what they're talking about. Okay, so combining your knowledge of patterns, price action, indicators, your risk management, et cetera, all that's going to help you have your edge in the market because you've gotten better with it and you know that this is what works for you. And as you're developing, perfecting your trading style, you're going to become better and better at it. Just like a person who enters a job market and gains experience, there's going to be a time where you're taking orders wrong. If you worked at a restaurant, you're taking orders wrong. But as you got more experience of being, in your position, you've gotten better with it. Or you can be, at an office job, you've completed a task incorrectly. But the more you stayed into your job, the better you became at it, kind of thing. So this is kind of the same way. And I like to relate the market to like your work, because again, especially if you're a day trader, this literally is your job. Okay, to kind of do the same thing over and over and over. The only difference is someone's not telling you what to do. You got to figure this out on your own. Okay, but with having different techniques and stuff like that, you can learn how to do it better. And this is what I'm just trying to give you guys. All right, so pattern recognition, picking a side slash personality, and then testing your outcomes is what's going to help you find your edge. So again, you guys know pattern recognition. I go over many different patterns in the how to day trade for beginners course. There's so much information out there on YouTube. Of course, I just streamline it for you and put my perspective on it and make it easier for you to understand and actually see what they what they don't teach you about pattern recognition on these YouTube channels and stuff like that. But once you learn that, boom, check. You know what a head and shoulders is. You know what a cup and handle is. You know what ascending triangles is, flags and all that good stuff. That's great. Now you got to pick a side. But you're not gonna, you think just because things are bullish, because the pattern is a bullish pattern, you want to go bullish. You think it's because it's a bearish pattern, it's a bearish, go bearish. No, you need to find out which one is fitting with your personality and your trading style. Okay. Once you got that checked, you're good. And then you just got to test it out. Okay, pretty easy. Once you did all that, and you can do that over and over, you found your edge in the market. That's exactly how you do it. All right. Now, here's where many people go wrong. Many people are trading strategies that do not fit their personality at all. Okay. I was a victim of it for many, many years. And you'll see probably a lot of YouTube videos and commercials and ads like that. Oh, use my secret strategy. You're going to help you, profit in the market, blah, blah, blah. To a certain extent, that works. To a certain extent. Okay. And what I mean by a certain extent, I mean very limited, because a strategy is only as good as the person that's trading it. And if you don't fit that strategy, there's no point in you trading it. Okay. Um, I see this happen a lot, and traders who trade strategies that don't fit their personality just think that's a trading strategy doesn't work, which they are correct. The only problem is they're half correct. The trading strategy doesn't work. Or it does work. It just doesn't work for them. you know. And like I said before, that's like trying to get Steph Curry to dunk when he's a shooter. He's like, oh man, dunking doesn't work. There's no way you can win championships by just dunking. Well, you're not a dunker. Shoot, and you can win championships. Okay. So trade a strategy that fits your personality, and you'll be profitable in the market. Point blank, period. Okay. Don't try to follow other traders. Don't try to follow other trader strategies. You can utilize it, but you probably should tweak it to where it's best for you, or maybe just not even use it at all, especially if it's not giving you a great outcome. And the traders that I know that are successful, they use strategies that work for them. They don't follow someone else. Okay. Um, you are not the other trader, and the other trader is not you. And this is a prime example, guys, of why I don't call out my trades in the chat room and the alerts and stuff like that. I'm seeing the same thing that you guys are seeing. And, this is why I always post my trades after I'm done and all that good stuff, because it doesn't make sense for me to call out these trades and you go try to follow me and end up doing it wrong, because you're not going to get in when I get in. You're not going to get out when I get out. And it's not going to affect, your profitability one way or another trying to copy me. Just doesn't make sense. More so too, just doing, calling out what I'm doing is past tense. I've already done it. Like, oh, I got out. I'm going in. It just doesn't make sense. And for you to try to follow that, it's not going to make you a profitable trader. It's not going to make you last long in this market, because what if something happens to me? Now that source that you relied on to be able to trade is now gone, you know? Um, so I want you guys to understand that. Do not follow the traders. Look at the trading strategies, that's fine. You can try to follow it to a certain extent, but that's like me trying to impersonate another person in real life. Treat the market the same way. You cannot trade as another trader. I can't express that enough. All right? So learn to do it on your own. Now, what should you do in order to do this? Okay, Eric, I understand. I get it. I need to find my trading personality. I need to find my trading style. I have an idea. I think I know what I want to do, but I don't know where to start. If you don't know where to start, a good thing to do, guys, is take a few personality quizzes. And if you're watching this video in the course, I'm going to have a whole PDF of, quizzes you can take to be able to, help find yourself, what type of trading personality you have or trading style you have as well too. Okay, so I'll make it easier for you there. But that's what you want to do. You can take a few personality quizzes. Another thing you want to do is when you're reviewing your trades in your trading journal, like I said earlier, you want to, look at the trades you're mimicking the characteristics of your trading style and see if that's happening in your personality. If you're reviewing your trades, seeing that you got in at this point, got in at that point, you follow all your rules, all this other good stuff, ask yourself, is this trade that I took, is this a bullish trade? Is this a bearish trade? Or was I doing due diligence and looking at logic here and, or just kind of reacting on emotion when I exited and got it wrong? What what exactly happened in this trade and what personality and trading style did it exhibit? Did I get out too fast and therefore I was scalping? Did I get in and get out in like less than, 2 minutes? What happened here? So ask yourself this question. And as you're doing your trading journals and journaling your trades, please write down the trading personality and style that this trade falls under. Once you start to see a repeated pattern, you might see that and say, oh, you know what? I might not be a day trader. I might be a scalper. Or you know what? I held this bag too long. I might not be a day trader. I might be a swing trader actually. And that's going to help you identify that and learn yourself. Okay. Now, if you are, if there are, and you are profitable, if there, I'm sorry, so many typos in this thing. If there are trades and you are profitable in those trades, and they're in your favor as well, you want to ask yourself that too. When you took those trades and you were profitable, did you mean to actually do that, or did it just happen to be where it was? For example, did you nail your exit? Yeah, your exit is profitable, but is this exactly where you were going with it? Don't get that confused with you exiting the trade earlier and wanting to scale in and scale out. That has nothing to do with it. But did the trade go in your favor and did it fit your trading style and personality? Did this trade that was bullish do exactly what you thought it would do? Did the trade that was bearish do exactly what you thought it would do? And if it did it fit your trading personality? So that's what you want to understand. Okay. Um, when you guys take those um, personality tests as well too, please do yourself a favor. Answer those questions honestly. Okay. Do not lie to yourself just because you think it's going to make you have an outcome of being a day trader. Don't lie to yourself because you think it's going to have the outcome of you being a scalper, a swing trader, or a position trader. You might not like, you know, the results it gives you, but understand that's where you are. Okay. Um, eh, Unfortunately, some people, don't like where they are, but that's just it is what it is. And if you try to fight that, you're not going to have a good time. So be honest with yourself. And me, what I do personally, I retake these tests like every so often because things change. Like I said, I'm not the same trader as I was 4 years ago. I'm not the same trader as I was 8 years ago. Things change. All right. I evolved from being an investor to a swing trader to a day trader. Then I tried scalping, then I messed up on that and I can't do that and I'm back to day trading. So understand that you got to be honest with yourself in it. I really wanted to be a scalper, honestly. The idea of profiting quickly was like, my thing that I wanted to do, but I realized that's just not who I am. As much as it pained me to come to that realization, it just is what it is. And look at this. Now I'm a day trader and I found more success day trading than I do anything else. Okay. So it's all right. It's okay being true to yourself. Nothing wrong with that. So guys, here are my final thoughts. And I'm gonna wrap this up because I don't want to keep you guys too long. And you need to move on to the next section of the course because it's a lot more to go over. All right. So final thoughts here is discovering your personality. It does take time. It takes trial and error, just like in life. You go through things throughout your childhood, years, your teenage years, and different phases, and even as an adult, you continuously change. Okay, so understand that your personality in trading in the markets is going to be the same way. And no one taught me that. I wish someone would tell me that. I wish I would have understood it. But again, you won't learn this until you have experience in the market. And you might say to yourself, Eric, I don't have time or years to be sitting in the market, then don't trade. I'm just gonna flat out tell you, someone's gotta tell you, don't trade. Don't do this. Save your money. Go be an investor in something else, or just do something else. It's okay. Not everybody belongs in the market. I hope you stay in the market, but again, if it's not for you, it's not for you. It's not for everyone. Okay. Finding your personality does not work with paper trading. And I'm going to get into this a little bit more as we go through this course, but again, paper trading is okay for just testing your trading strategies, and that's all. You're not going to have the same emotion tied to it. You're not going to have the same reaction tied to it. This is why you cannot discover your personality of trading as well too by using paper trading. So don't get that confused. No matter how bad you want to make it seem like, oh, I'm going to pretend like it's real money. It's going to be, no, it's not. And you know it's not. Deep down inside, you know it's not. So you're not going to trade the same way. All right. Next thing as well, even if you are new and you have no idea what I'm talking about, that's fine. Try trading for 1 to 2 hours for the next 1 to 2 years, and then come back to this video and understand your perception of what I'm talking about. See if it's changed. It might even take a little bit. Some of you might take 3 to 4 years. Okay. Um, and when I say 1 to 2 years or 3 to 4 years, I'm talking about consistent trading. Not trading for 6 months then stopping and trading for another 3 months and then stopping. I'm talking about consistently, time frame wise, doing it for that much time. Okay. So understand that. But yeah, because even if I was a beginner trader, honestly, and I think I might have seen maybe one or two traders that might have touched on this in a few books. And this was earlier in my trading career. I was like, oh, this is nonsense. Like some traders talk about, oh, how they stopped drinking alcohol and how they changed like their way of, living and stuff like that, and they made them more profitable trader. And it just helped them develop as a better trader over time. Honestly, I thought it was nonsense. I'm like, they're just trying to fill this book up with BS to make it seem like it's longer than it is. But as I got deeper into the markets and traded more and started trading better, I started realizing, oh, this is what they were talking about. Okay. Because again, my trading style and what I do for, my day-to-day process has definitely changed. And it really just, it changed me in the way that I do things in life as well, too. Unfortunately, that's just how it is. Um, you guys will understand how much just life in general applies to the financial markets. Okay. Um, and understand that your personality and style is going to play a lot into your psychology and trading. Okay. Once you discover who you are at this point, you're going to be more equipped to find your edge in the market and be able to practice it over and over and over and become much, much better. Okay. Now, when I talk to traders, especially new traders, when you guys message me or email me, or we might be talking in the chat room, whatever, and you come to me, you ask me questions like, this and that, and we're talking about trading. Honestly, if you can't explain to me these four things, I'm gonna assume 9 times out of 10 you're wasting my time and that you can't be helped. If you can't explain to me what your trading personality is, if you can't explain to me what your trading style is, if you can't explain what your trading strategy is, and if you don't have a set of rules, then you're not going to be helped. No matter how many charts you study, no matter how many indicators you use, no matter how many trades you journalize and review, if you can't answer those core four questions, your review process and the trades that you do are meaningless because you're just doing things that do not apply to you and will not help you find an edge and help you be profitable in this market. Okay. Hope that makes sense. All right. Um, so that's pretty much it. That's my final thoughts. And like I said, in this course, you're gonna have the PDFs to be able to, help with, discovering your trading personality and trading styles. But yeah, this is pretty much, what I wanted to cover and I thought was very, very important. And, let me know if you guys agree with me. If you don't agree with me, all experienced traders that are successful that I know definitely agrees with it. I've sent them this video. They all said this is great stuff. So I hope you guys learned a lot in this, and I hope, a lot of new people are finding this video before anything when they're getting into the market. and then come back to it at a few years after you get into a market and review it again. But understand what I just, kind of went over with you guys is very, very important. Okay. No amount of studying, no amount of learning, even the amount of experience won't, do you no good if you don't understand that personality and trading style is very important when it comes to your trading. All right. So there you have it. Hope you guys enjoyed this video. Those of you watching this in the course, let's move on to the next section. Those of you that aren't, hope you find this video well. Leave a comment, like, subscribe, do me a favor, share this with a friend, post it in, your trading forum. Hopefully this resonates with other traders because there's room in this market for everyone. The only reason why a lot of people don't make it in the market is because of things like this. They don't know this information. So please share this with as many people as you can. And until then, next time, guys, stay green.
All right, guys, that about wraps it up there. Hope that was some good useful information for you. Again, it was just, little tidbits here and there for you to be able to kind of pick up on and be able to deep dive into scalping, on your own. For those of you who like the video, definitely please give me a thumbs up. Leave a comment below. Let me know your thoughts if you use the scalping strategies or if you do something completely different. Definitely like to hear what other traders are doing out there, what kind of helps them out. And for those of you who are new, again, hope you enjoyed this information. If you're trying to learn more and get like a to Z point on how to be able to day trade, for a living and be able to develop your own trading style, definitely check out the How to Day Trade for Beginners course. I'll put the link in the description. And for those of you who are trading and you're doing okay but not doing okay, kind of sort of in the balance, and you need to find that little edge, or just even sharpen the tools in your toolbox and get a little bit better, check out the advanced trading course as well too. Put the link in there for you guys as well. But until then,